Hello guys, welcome back to the Eastbourne Fisherman. Today I've come down to Seaford Beach. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that over there. Sun's just going down in the distance over there. We're just gearing up, ready to get going. I'm down with Chris tonight from Sea Fishing with CJ. If you haven't checked out his channel yet, hop over and give him a like and a subscription. It would be a good one for you to do. Yeah, sea's looking absolutely lovely. It's flat, calm at the minute. Might throw some feathers on just for the first couple of hours, and then we'll see what happens throughout the night. Just gonna get some shots of that sunset. It looks absolutely great. Water looks very clear. Hopefully we'll get some bass and some mackerel this evening. Right guys, so I don't really have a plan for this evening, to be honest with you. I just come for a fish. I haven't been fishing for 2 weeks, so it's just nice to get out and wet the line, so they say. First rig, going for a pulley rig. I'm going to bait that with some squid and some crab or something like that. And then the second rig, a 2-hook clip down rig with a rolling lead, just to roll around and have a look, see what's about. Baits tonight, we've got squid, hermit crab, selection of different kinds of worms, some fresh worm there as well, packet of sardines and some old squid there, which we're going to use first and get rid of. So yeah, I'm going to make up some cocktails and just have a mess around, and we'll see what happens. Right, so on my pulley rig, I'm just going to start by whipping the squid, just pulling the bottom bit up, and then I'm going to introduce my hermit crab to the back of the squid, and then we will put our hooks in the front part of the spongy part of the squid. So that's me hermit crab and squid on. Taking the lower hook of my pennel, just going into the squid behind the bait elastic, and that will sit there at the bottom. Making sure that hook's nice and tight in, it's not going to fall out the bottom of the bait. And then we go take our second hook, which is the top hook. Just going to make the way down. I'm just going to find a place to hook that in, probably somewhere near the top of just going to find a place to hook that top hook in, somewhere near the top of the bait. We're going to wrap it round the line a couple of times, go into the top of the bait, probably where the squid is on the side, and just pull that through. Not the best hook point. I might have to wrap that again actually. Just finding a place for the second hook to go. Proving a little bit difficult, to be fair. It's a bit of an awkward bait. I should have left a bit more of the squid at the top rather than the crab, but we'll find it. We'll find it. Not the best presented squid and hermit, but we've got the bottom hook there, and then the top hook is just there. Let's fire that out and see how we get on. Right guys, so I've claimed first blood, a nice sized mackerel. Happy days. Fresh bait, you can't beat fresh bait. Absolutely awesome. So yeah, I've got one mackerel, first mackerel of the year this year. So yeah, here he is. Happy days. Let's carry on the fishing. Right, so fish number 2 for me, just a really small little pouting. So yeah, that was caught on the lugworm there. So let's get him back in and we'll carry on the fishing. Right guys, so I'm just waiting now. It's just a waiting game, see what happens. On the one side I've got a whole squid out, on the other side I've got small worms tipped with some squid. I'm using a 2-hook clip down with size 4 small hooks, and on the other side I've just got a standard pulley rig single hook with a nice big bit of squid on. So yeah, we're going to have a play around and see what happens. I've had 1 mackerel and 1 pout so far. Chris has done me with a nice place. So yeah, doing alright between us. 2 hours into the session, still got quite a lot of time left to go. The rod tips are rattling, so let's see what happens. Right, so for the last part of about half an hour I've fished both rods on full squid baits. One's got a double squid on, and this one here there's just a single squid on a pulley rig, and I pulled in my first eel of the night. So just gonna see if I can get, it's quite a nice size actually. So it's not a sizable size, nowhere near sizable. I reckon it's about 60, got to be about 65, 70 centimetres. Sizable eels are 91, but I'd never take an eel. I mean, some people eat them, but it's not really for me. But yeah, it's on the whole squid there on a pennel. So I'm going to get him back in. Don't want to keep him out too long, but yeah, a nice eel. It's a nice fish for the evening. You know, I'm pretty happy with that, to be fair. It's getting me covered in slime. Oh, it's got in between my legs. Right, so the eel safely returned back in. It's quite a nice, pleasant surprise actually. I don't really usually get that many eels, to be fair. That was quite a nice one. So yeah, this is the kind of bait I'm using on one rod. Just a double squid wrapped together, and then just a 6-0 hook in there. So yeah, I've just been playing around with that really. On the other rod, I've still got the 2-hook flapper, just with some lug and tipped with some squid. It's not really having much on the small baits at the moment. It seems to be on the big baits we're getting the knocks. So hopefully we'll be able to land a couple more reels. That'd be decent. Right guys, so I think I just won the award for the smallest pout ever. Look at the size of that little fella. Absolutely tiny. Absolutely teeny weeny. I reckon he's about 9 centimetres max, 9-10 centimetres. I'm going to get him back in. Right guys, so we're approaching the high tide now. We're about 20 minutes away from the top of the tide. I'm going to fish it out for an hour or so and then call it a night. I've got a whole sardine on the left hand side. I just pennelled that up, and then on the right hand side we've still got the 2-hook flapper. I'm using some absolutely awful lug. I mean, this stuff is absolutely awful. It's just leftover rubbish in my freezer, but I just wanted to get rid of it. So yeah, tonight's kind of been like a get rid of the old bait sort of replenishment fishing session. So yeah, it's been good fun. It's been nice to catch up with Chris. I haven't seen him for a good month or so, and it's been nice to fish somewhere different really, just to come and have a go somewhere else. I like fishing Seaford. Usually it's either a make or a break kind of venue for me. I either do really pants here or I do not too bad. So yeah, tonight's been mediocre, okay-ish. Mackerel, 2 pouts, one alright size-ish, and then 1 really micro pout, and then a nice eel. So yeah, it's been alright so far. A couple more fish will round off the session and make it a nice average session, I think. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, and hopefully we can pull in a couple more fish before the old klaxon. Right guys, so we're entering into the last hour of the session now. So I've decided I'm going to use the mackerel I caught earlier, cut it into chunks, and fire that off into the distance to hopefully pick up a nice fish. Ooh. So on one rod I'm using a pulley rig, single hook pulley rig, size 6-0, with a nice big strip of mackerel, cast out as far as I can get it with a grip lead. I'm going to leave that out there and see what happens on that. And then on the other rod, on the other side, I've just got the head, again on the 6-0 running ledger, just cast in nice and close. So we will see what happens really, but yeah, it's been a good session overall. Had a good laugh, caught up with Chris, and saw an absolutely fantastic sunset. So yeah, it's been a nice one. It's been a nice one. I've enjoyed this one. Right guys, so on my last reel in, reeled into this little fella. Now I've never had one of these off the beach, but my son Harry has, and he made a big fuss of it when he got one. So, oh, it's on the fresh mackerel, a nice little gurnard, taken on the fresh mackerel. Absolutely stunning fish. Let's get him back in the water, and that's rounded off my lovely evening I've had with Chris on Seaford Beach. Look at the colour of those wings. Absolutely awesome. I'll get some close-up pictures of this, and yeah, happy days. Well then guys, like I said, I've never had a gurnard off the beach before, so that was a proper good surprise. PB gurnard, happy days. Fishing over the last couple of months has been really difficult, so to be able to come down to Seaford tonight and winkle out a couple of fish is, you know, is good. When I know the fishing's been difficult, to pull out 2 or 3 fish here and there, you know, I'm happy with that. That's good enough for me. Right then guys, so that is your lot, I'm afraid. That is the end of the session. Seaford, it's been good to come back to Seaford actually, and fish an evening with Chris, my good friend Chris from Sea Fishing with CJ, so check out the channel. If you haven't already guys, like and subscribe, that will really help me out going forwards, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.